So in today's video, we're looking at the new iPad Air 5 or iPad Air 2022. I didn't realize this when I ordered it, but apparently blue is a really popular color, which I'm kind of surprised. You can also get this in space gray, starlight, pink, and purple. Inside the box, you're going to get your usual Apple stickers, quick start guide. Surprisingly, they're still giving you a USB-C wall adapter. And they even include a USB-C to USB-C charging cable. Oh, okay, yeah, this blue in person looks really nice. Just like other Apple products, really nice build quality, really nice thin and lightweight material. Speakers there on both sides. Power and volume buttons are in the same exact location. Right there on the side, you can attach your Apple Pencil. I know some people were complaining online that theirs had a dent in the back or some other kind of build quality issues. Looks like mine is in perfect condition. As you can see, pretty much identical to the iPad Air 4, and the colors maybe are just a tad darker than the previous version. You only get two storage options, 64 gigabytes or 256, but the dimensions, weight, pretty much everything design-wise is going to be identical to the iPad Air 4. You get the same USB-C 20-watt charging port, 10.9-inch LED backlit display on here, 2360 by 1640 resolution. You've got the same Touch ID or fingerprint scanner there on the power button, 500 nits brightness. Probably the biggest upgrade on this is going to be the new M1 processor in here, where before you would only get that with the Pro versions. And it also has 8 gigabytes of RAM now. You also get the new 12 megapixel ultra wide front facing camera, so it's going to have center stage for things like Zoom meetings or other video conference calls. It's also going to go up to 4K video recording at 60 frames per second. And then what's a little misleading about the iPad Air is it looks like it has 4 speakers, but no, it's only 2. You've got to go up to the Pro models to get an actual quad speaker setup. Looks like you've got the new hello welcome screen here. When adding your fingerprint scanner, I would add both hands. That way, depending on how you're holding it, it's still gonna be really easy to unlock. And then of course, this one's gonna work with the 2nd gen Apple Pencil. When you connect it, it's gonna give you a few tips and tricks on how to create a quick note, switch tools with a gesture, which obviously is going to be a really good tool for drawing, taking notes. You can do quick screenshots by just dragging from the left-hand corner, or write notes dragging from the right-hand corner. Overall, I really like the Apple Pencil. I just sort of wish you could use it a little more within the software. For some reason, they still don't allow you to bring down the control center using the pencil, or go to your recent apps. It also doesn't let you go to the home screen using the Apple Pencil either. Come on, Apple. Right out of the box, it's using about 13.6 gigabytes of the 64 gigabyte storage. And this one's currently on iPad OS 15.4 right out of the box. One of the first things I would do is definitely go in and change the wallpaper. I think I'm just gonna use the blue one that's right on the box. I mean, it's a little busy for the background with the icons on top, but overall, I kinda like it. As far as software goes, it's not really going to be any different than other iPads out there. You can still swipe left and edit the information you've got here on the left-hand side. You can access all of your apps down here in the right-hand corner. Same control center, notification shade. If you're familiar with any other iPad within the last couple years, it's going to be very similar. Really nice and fast Touch ID on here as well. And then of course, this is going to be really good for watching YouTube videos at 2160p resolution and for streaming other apps such as Netflix, Disney Plus, and so on. I still don't like that you can't expand the screen when watching YouTube videos, but that's just a minor thing, considering sometimes it cuts off too much of the video. I did a battery drain test on this new iPad Air, and surprisingly, it got just about the same as the older iPad Air 4, which really isn't that great, but it did last about 5.5 hours before dying, and then that's with the screen brightness at 100%. So it's gonna have plenty of juice to get you through the whole day of normal usage, even more if you turn the screen brightness down. After testing out a few games with the new iPad Air, yeah, it actually performs pretty good as expected. I didn't notice any overheating issues or dropping of frame rates during my testing. That would make games like PUBG Mobile or Asphalt 9 unplayable, but did I notice a huge difference over the iPad Air 4? I'm sure if you're doing some serious multitasking or something that's a little more intense that might bog the processor down a little bit, then you're gonna notice a difference. But the way that I use it and in my testing, I never really saw that issue with the iPad Air 4. So it's really just going to depend on what types of stuff you're going to be working on. And since this is the same dimensions as the older iPad Air 4, you'll be able to use the same keyboard attachments, or you can just attach any Bluetooth keyboard to be a little more productive. You can also connect a mouse to make it feel a little bit closer to an actual laptop. It might not be quite as nice as using Samsung DeX on some of the other tablets that I've tried, but it still gets the job done. Yeah, the newer iPad Air 5 is definitely more powerful than iPad Air 4. I mean, it was blowing right past the iPad Air 4 and has almost double the Geekbench score. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I know when trying to do some video editing on the new iPad Air, it actually works really good with Adobe Premiere Rush, but then again, it also worked really good on my iPad Air 4. Another thing that goes into play with that app is gonna be how good your internet connection is as well. But overall, I think the performance is great with this iPad, and I plan on doing some comparisons to other tablets in the near future just to see how they stack up. Now, as far as the speakers go on here, it's going to be pretty much identical to the iPad Air 4. Now, it looks like you get 4 speakers on here, but actually it's just 1 on each side. Let me give you a quick audio test just to give you an idea of what to expect. If you turn the tablet around to where the 2 speakers are closest to you, they definitely sound better. Just keep in mind, these are not as loud as the Pro version iPads and not quite as loud as some of the Samsung tablets I've tested that have quad speaker setups. Same thing with the camera app, it's going to be very similar to what most people are used to, or if you're coming from another iPad, this one's going to look almost identical. In the camera app, you've got pano, square, photo, video, and then you've also got slow-mo and time-lapse. Super fast shutter speed on here, and as you would expect, very nice quality. Let me give you a quick sample of photos and video just to give you an idea of what to expect from the new iPad Air. As far as photos and video with the new iPad Air, it feels like to me it's a very slight upgrade from the iPad Air 4, which seems to be a common theme the more I compare the two. But this one's definitely a little bit better for video conference calls, so that's something a lot of people will enjoy. I also think that if you need a tablet that takes decent photos, can scan documents, just something bigger than your phone to do video conferences for work, this is definitely going to be one of the better tablets out there. So hopefully this video gave you a little closer look at the new iPad Air 5 or iPad Air 2022, iPad Air 5th generation, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely a nice gradual upgrade from the iPad Air 4. Personally, I think if you already have the iPad Air 4, there's not really any huge reasons to upgrade other than you're just going to get longer software updates.
So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.